say you'll listen, but you're missing what it's all about. Rise up now. If you never fall, you don't change at all. Cry.
Welcome to another episode of Yeah, No, I Know. But before we get started, a little disclaimer. Nothing in this podcast is being claimed as fact. Most everything discussed here are our own individual, personal opinions, beliefs, and experiences. We encourage you to always do your own research and form your own opinions. Nothing one person says on this podcast goes for everyone here. Each individual speaking is speaking only for themselves and no one else on the podcast. Now that that's out of the way, let's get started.
This may look a little different today.
Yeah,
We're down one blonde.
We are. Brooklyn isn't able to join us till later today, so she'll be in some of our other episodes. But did you know something different? I mean, I'm wearing black, so it's kind of hard to tell what's going on here. But
Oh, no, you can tell.
There's no baby in here anymore.
She's out in the world. She's among us.
I know.
Your bestie's here.
Farting it up at home.
Mm-hmm.
She's gassy baby. I have a video out on my whole labor and delivery if you want to check it out. It was a little bit traumatizing. So
I watched it. Actually, you texted me right as I turned it on. I was like,
oh, really?
That's weird. But me and Skylar were watching it, and when they put Harlow on you, and she was like
unresponsive,
so purple,
yeah,
and she wasn't crying. I know she's okay. I've held her, but I literally I just started tearing up. I was just like, oh my God. And then all my girls, my assistants and everything, they were like, yeah, we watched it. And we were just like, oh my God, they were dying, but we're like, we know she's okay, but still you have to watch it. It's so raw. It's so real. I love just how you just put it all out there, because it's not all sweet and sugar-coated like other people put it.
And neither is motherhood or the first newborn. I keep watching all these videos on YouTube where it's granted, every baby is totally different. Some babies might be more fussy than others, but they're just oh, my baby doesn't cry. I walk in the morning, they're just looking around. I'm like, oh, that's nice. That's nice for you. It's nothing like what it's been.
Yeah, no.
So
well, leave it to Tristen.
There was shit up her stomach yesterday, in her belly button. I was like, good thing Dad put this, he put a sink in that I can pull the thing out in the laundry room. We just hose her off.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yeah, lots of poop pictures.
Oh, yeah. That's what she's going to get on my Instagram
but
stories.
Her beginning was literally the shit on the carpet. And
yeah, she was a shit eater. And then there was shit on the baby shower. Yeah, there's just shit all over her life. Her life is just one big shit storm, basically. So.
You know what? It'll make the rest of her life a breeze. So.
Oh, good. Perfect.
Okay, so we are talking about Brooklyn's favorite topic,
right? Since
she's not here, which is pop culture.
Yeah.
And what do we want to start with? What do you think?
Biden falling off his bike. You saw that. We'll put the clip on the screen for you right now. I actually need to rewatch it because I only saw it once.
Yeah. Okay. So he was in Delaware, I think. He was in Delaware. I don't know if he was riding with his family or what, but I think he just pulled up. I think he said his foot got stuck in the clasp of the pedal.
Oh. Yeah. He's 100, so he's literally a walking corpse.
Yeah,
it's embarrassing.
It's a little embarrassing. Regardless of who you voted for, this isn't that kind of thing.
Take all that away.
Take that away. It kind of makes us look a little silly.
Oh, sorry.
Little weak.
Yeah.
We need to be able to stand on our own 2 feet. Literally.
Yeah, I'm curious if you guys have seen that. I don't know where I heard about it because my head's been I in the sand. I have just been doing all the baby stuff. Here's the video again. So he's riding along. Everyone's filming, so it looks a little more more than so this person. It's bizarre. I mean, you've seen videos of him where the security guards are follow me this way, and he just goes off this way. There's nothing going on up there.
Well, and they said something to him too, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I just had my foot in the thing." What? Anyways, yeah, that's one thing.
Yeah. We were trying to figure out what was going on in the world today because we've been so busy, and that was up there.
Yeah.
And then next, first of all, how hot is this fucking shirt that she's wearing. If you top
thanks.
corset thing, if you guys are listening on Spotify, we're in at Apple Podcasts, we're also on YouTube.
Yes.
And you get to see what Jenna is wearing today because
And
I'm
how
ready to borrow that.
effing hot Kristen looks. Like, seriously, like, it's been what, like 2 days since you've had this baby?
4 weeks.
Yeah. I mean,
Crazy.
it's funny though, because off subject real quick, I remember you being like, God, I hope I bounce back. I hope I bounce back. And
I don't have any stretch marks, and I did actually bounce back somewhat quickly. Like, obviously my stomach's still not like flat or exactly where it was, but I'm excited to get working out again so I can. I was doing that.
She looks
all the time,
amazing. So
thank you.
check her out.
Thank you. It's not always like that though. I don't know how it's gonna be with the next one. Some people are like, oh yeah, my first one I bounced back and like lost all the weight, and then it was my second one that just totally screwed me.
Yeah,
so
my second one I never recovered.
that's what I've heard.
Yeah.
So
Thanks,
but
Tyler. Yeah. I mean, she was worth it. But they say girls steal your beauty. But I mean, Harlow didn't do that, so you're good.
oh, thanks.
So speaking of beauty,
Yeah.
Kim Kardashian, who's always a topic of some sort of pop culture hysteria,
On purpose, most likely.
probably. But I mean, whatever does it. So her and wearing Marilyn Monroe's dress at the what was it?
Met Gala?
The Met Gala, yeah. So she said that she wanted to wear it because it was an American theme. And she's like, what's more American than Marilyn Monroe singing happy birthday to the president in that dress? So, you know.
So the dress was in Ripley, believe it or not, museum in Hollywood, I assume.
Yeah.
It's
I
on
would
Hollywood
assume. I know it's
Boulevard.
Ripley's. I'm assuming Hollywood.
Yeah. So, and then people were upset that she wore it and broke it, that there's crystals hanging off of it. Is that the thing?
Yeah, I think it like looked like it was like stretched apart from the zipper. Like there's like that seam, and then like it's spreading apart, and it's kind of like breaking. Which,
how do we know it didn't already look like that? Like literally, Marilyn had to be sewn into this dress. I heard and I read.
Yeah. So I don't know. And then Ripley actually, I think they came out with a statement saying that the dress is fine. So if they're saying it's fine, then what's with all the hysteria, and why is everybody so pissed off? And
people just want to pick on the Kardashians for one reason or another.
Yeah. And my
People
husband always
love
tells
to hate
me
'em.
too, like, if you let somebody borrow something, consider it gone. So, you know, you let it go. But she didn't even wear it the whole time, right? So
or
like
for a few minutes, supposedly on the red carpet, because they supposedly keep this dress in a like darkened, like
cool
air
temperature.
temperature controlled like vault.
Yeah.
So first of all, why do they even let someone wear it if it's like that crazy? Like if she had broken it, would they have made her pay for it because it's worth $10 million?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's probably like nothing to her.
Probably not.
Like that's like one Hermes bag.
True.
Actually, it's probably not. It's probably her Hermes bags are like 100,000. But the other thing is like
it's worth $10 million.
Oh, 10 million.
Yeah. I was like, okay, that's a lot of bags.
Never mind.
10 million, but
That's right,
still, it's probably nothing to her still, but I'm just curious, like, had she broken it, like, what does that contract look like? Like, okay, you're going to wear Marilyn Monroe's dress. This is like the biggest sex she's like the biggest sex icon of the entire
But you know what? She
world?
said people like didn't even like people on TikTok and stuff, like, because this obviously everything she does goes viral. Like people were like, who's Marilyn Monroe?
Stop.
The younger generation, yes. So she's like, I'm stoked that like I could bring like some awareness to this like young community who Marilyn Monroe is.
Oh my, that's embarrassing.
Here's the thing, like Ripley's, like, when's the last time you've heard of Ripley's Believe It or Not? And do people still even like go to these things? So like part of me feels like they got more out of it than Kim did. Like they're getting a lot of recognition now. They're getting people talking about them.
I bet.
Like, I'm sure people are going to want to go there now, right? And see the dress and see if it's ripped. You know, like, I feel like, I mean, who knows? But one thing that we do know for sure, she's getting a lot of shit for crash dieting to fit into the dress.
Right. So she supposedly lost. So she went to try on the dress. It didn't fit, and she cried because it didn't fit. And then, I mean, obviously, we all know Kim has had a lot of work done on her body, which there's no shame there, whatever. But how could you expect to fit in a dress that when you have like ass injections and whatever she's got? I don't even really know what she has going on, but whatever you got going on.
And Marilyn was curvy, but she did not have a booty. like
yeah,
that.
she wasn't curvy like that.
No.
She was curvy, but from what I've seen, she didn't really have an ass. Like, anyways, point is, she cried because she couldn't fit into it, and then she did a crash diet for 3 weeks, and I think immediately people are assuming that she was just starving herself and not eating, when what I read was that she was just eating extremely healthy vegetables and meat, and no carbs and no sugar.
Yep.
So yeah, your body needs carbs to like have energy and stuff, but like I see two sides of it. I know you can share your opinion because you're kind of like, let her do what she wants to do, right?
Yeah, I actually admire her for it. I think it's really cool to be able to have that much dedication to something. And athletes do it. They do it in preparation to, do like whatever sports they do.
Even weightlifters do it.
Bodybuilders, weightlifters.
To get rid of all the water out of their body.
Actors and actresses do it for roles.
Yeah.
She plays a role every day of her life. Like that is her life. And this role was to fit into Marilyn Monroe's dress, and she accomplished it, and more power to her for it. Like, I don't understand why things that other people can't accomplish are being ridiculed. Like, if you can't do that, like, I mean, we've talked about it in past episodes too, but like, like skinny shaming or whatever. Like, nobody needs to comment on that. Like, I don't know. I just think it takes a lot of dedication to limit like your calorie intake and to say no to things. And I think that's really admirable. So that's my take on it. And I know we have like things from other people that were commenting like she should be ashamed of herself, and she's like giving out bad body image. And somebody said like, if you think I'm shaming her, I am. And I'm just like,
people are saying that they think she's being a bad example because she dropped 16 pounds in 3 weeks to be able to fit into this dress. And you said it perfectly, because I didn't think of it that way, but like every day of her life is a role.
Yes.
And like, look at Matthew McConaughey, how skinny, or no, was it Jared Leto? That was literally like skin and bones for a role.
Yep.
But yet he got praised for that.
yeah.
As far as I know.
Yep.
And then
they all do.
hers wasn't just for vanity, in my opinion. You're right.
No.
She does play a role. Like, it's her job to show up and like look a certain way. So and I think today's kids need to realize that like you don't just do everything that someone else does.
Yeah,
like,
let's teach
think
our
for
kids to have a brain.
ourselves. Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
And know that she's a reality star. Like, she's famous for being famous, basically, right? Like, that's how she started.
For a sex tape. So
true, yes. She
her
followed the
was.
path of the 2000s, Paris Hilton, and you make a sex tape, you become popular. So I think it was more her mom though.
And look what it's done. Look what Chris
she's built an empire.
Yeah.
I mean, let us know what you guys think. I think it's admirable. I give her a lot of credit for being able to uphold a role, a character, every day of her life. I mean, I think that's super cool. I think she deserves everything that she gets. I don't mean like the bad stuff, but like
I know what you mean.
But yeah, let us know what you guys think.
I'm curious. Like, do you guys think that like she's a bad influence on younger kids? Are you on genocide, or you think that that's like really impressive that she was able to do that? Mm-hmm. What do you think about her wearing the dress in general? Do you even know who Marilyn Monroe is? I feel like y'all do, because I feel like everyone that watches,
if you're watching
kind of
us, you probably know. Yeah.
Yeah. I watched a really good documentary about Marilyn Monroe actually recently. I forget what it's called. I think it was on Netflix. It was good. Yeah. I wasn't like ever sure if I like was a fan of Marilyn Monroe or not, because like her having sex with the president when he was married, and like I'm not a fan of that. No. And I just never really understood like why she was famous, I guess, but she had a really interesting life. And she's like one of those people, I feel like you either love her or you could take her or leave her. Like, people are really obsessed or they're not, kind of like with Michael Jackson or Elvis Presley. Speaking of Ripley's, believe it or not, too, that is like the book that we had at every like Christmas get together. It was like we would do the white elephant thing. There would always be a Ripley's, believe it or not, and there was always the year on it, Huh. And so that would be one of the gifts that got like passed around. So we always had that, and I would just remember looking through that. And I used to watch the show too. They used to the show.
Yeah, I remember that. That was a big deal.
Yeah.
So
So I'm curious too. Also, back to the Kardashians. What do you think about the show in general? And have you guys been watching it? Like, there is a new show.
Yeah.
And
I love it.
I actually
love it.
It's pretty refreshing how like not scripted it is, and how it's just like, oh, I'm filming right now, and they just say that right in front of the camera. Like, I thought it.
Yep. And Kim's gotten sassy.
Oh yeah,
Jenna she's
was
like saying like, oh yeah, it was just like DTF and BDE and like all
talking
these
about Pete.
Yeah, I'm like, so either the show is allowing her to be a little bit more free and say what she wants, or not being with Kanye, she doesn't. Maybe she's coming into her own, or Pete's bringing something out in her. So I'm kind of interested in what everybody thinks. Like,
Yeah,
I was like super anti Team Pete at the beginning. I was like, what the hell is this chick doing? Yeah. Well, I told her, I'm like, you need to catch up on the current episodes.
I do. I've only watched like 3
because he does these like sweet little things. Like, I feel like that's probably like how Nick is with you too. Like, it's just these little tiny gestures that like let them know that they know you so well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like these little things. And he does that. And I'm like, okay, I kind of see it now. Doesn't make him more attractive to me, but it makes me see what she loves about him. And I think sometimes the way somebody loves you can make you love them more. So I think that might be what's happening. But I'm interested in what everybody else thinks, if they're like Team Pete now or not.
Yeah,
after
I'm
watching
curious.
this. Oop, my bad.
Just one of her 10 phones over here.
You know.
Yeah, what do you guys think of Pete? I don't know. I just got the impression of him that he was just kind of a fuckboy that like with Kate Beckinsale and like I just felt like he was like kind of a little bit of a fame chaser.
Totally.
And I kind of still feel like that because I haven't seen the episodes that she's talking about, and hopefully it's not just for the TV show and he really does treat her super well. Because I know like being married to someone that didn't treat me necessarily super great all the time, and not that I was perfect either, but it's so much easier to see, like hindsight's 2020, right? So like you see what you were getting, and then you date someone that treats you so well and does little stuff like that, and it's like makes you fall in love with them.
Yeah, I think that with every guy that you date, you find things that you don't like and you like, and then that's how you end up where you're at. You know,
you realize like what you're gonna put up with and what you're okay with and what you're missing. And then when someone fills that gap, and then there's one thing that's kind of like, they chew with their mouth open. That's annoying, but they do this. So it's great.
Totally. Absolutely. Yeah. So I think she kind of found that with him. I mean, we'll see, but she said that she was just really interested in the talk about him.
His wiener.
That.
I want to know how big it is. Surely there's a picture floating around the internet.
She definitely talks it up, like discreetly, but I mean, she's gotten sassy this episode for sure. So I'm kind of about it.
Pete Davidson's dick. I'm Googling it. I want to see it. I want to know how big it is. I mean, I've seen Orlando Bloom's. If you haven't seen that, Google it. It's
just on the internet?
Yeah. You want to see it?
I mean, not really.
I had a big fat crush on Orlando Bloom. So
I don't think that they're attractive to look at.
Dicks?
So, yeah.
Oh.
Not.
I'm not saying. Oh well. I just was interested in how big it was. I want to know how big it is.
I'm sure somebody's like said how big it is.
Oh yeah, he dated Ariana Grande. I forgot about that too.
So many beautiful women he's dated. It's insane.
Pete Davidson says his dick isn't as big as Ariana Grande let on.
Oh.
I feel like he would have broken her in half if it was.
She's tiny.
Yeah, she's little.
Yeah, she's a little thing.
Okay, I want to know how big it is, but does
if
anyone
you know, drop it below.
Yeah, if you have a link to see his wiener or know how long it is in inches, leave it in the comments.
Kristen's dying to know.
I am
somebody
dying
look it up, find it, drop it below,
and let us know about all the things. The dress. How do you feel about that? Her wearing it.
Oh, we need to talk about Tristen and Khloe. I know you already knew.
Yes.
So I brought it up to you, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, like the latest episode, blah blah blah," and you're like, "Yeah, I already knew that."
Yeah, so I feel like the latest episode of the Kardashians that she was watching made it look like Tristen cheated again and is having a baby with a fourth person.
Right.
But I think it's the third person, the Marala Nichols or whatever her name is. It's the same person. That was just all the way back in December. So I feel like they just pre-filmed like really early.
Probably.
But also I'm confused because didn't Travis Barker and Kourtney Kardashian just get married? So is that like filler content they put in the show? I'm like uberly, is that a word? I'm uberly confused.
Yeah, it is now. Yeah, I had no idea. I wasn't really following like Kardashian culture. I guess it's like, I don't know. I just didn't see it. I guess it just flew right over my head. But I was just watching it and I was like so sad for her. Like my heart was just breaking watching like,
I know.
Especially like she threw his 30th birthday and then he like flew home and like effed some chick that like evening or I mean, and I've been cheated on. I think you have too, right? Like, yeah. So when you're in a marriage or engaged or whatever, have a kid with, it's like you want to keep making it work, but it's just there's a point where you don't. Like I was telling Kristen, I'm like, there's just that one time you don't go back. Like you go back, and then there's that one time where you don't, where you're just like, nope, this is enough. But I know people like relationships that the guy has cheated a couple times or the girl's cheated and now they're totally fine. Like 10 years later.
I think if it's a one-off, like that's a possibility. And if the person really wants to change, I think that's the main part. If they really want to and they really feel remorseful.
Yeah.
This guy seems like the fact that let's not forget about him screwing Jordan Woods.
And that was like
you know what I
Kylie's
mean?
best friend, right?
Yeah. Like he's just an immature piece of shit. Maybe one day he'll change. Who knows? But I don't know. I just feel like they do so well co-parenting with what I've seen publicly anyway. Who knows what's going on behind closed doors, but just make that work. I don't know. Have some self-respect for yourself. Like, I don't know why she keeps going back to someone that humiliates her and treats her without respect.
I think it probably, like I was saying before, I think that it has to do with like her not having her dad, and Bruce isn't really around.
Yeah. As
Bruce. And I think that it's hard to let go of people, you know? I mean, that Kardashian group as a whole hold on to people. Like they say they collect people and they do. Like Scott Disick is still around and, you know, and he did some pretty awful things to Kourtney. But I think they're a very loyal group and they kind of like love their people and it's probably hard to let people in too because, you know, they are who they are. So it's like once you're in, it's kind of hard to be like, okay, well, like, I don't know. Yeah. I could only imagine.
And he's got to be around. Well, that's what I was saying with the co-parenting thing. Like, obviously, he's going to be around a lot, and they do have a very close-knit, tight, maybe not, it's probably pretty tight-knit, but tight-knit circle. And so he's in there, but, like, doesn't mean you have to fuck him and, like, have a relationship with him and, like, give him your heart again. Like,
exactly. Well, and I feel like she did that really fast. Like, they got back together really fast.
Yeah.
Because I didn't even know that they weren't together.
Yeah.
So, who knows?
It's been, I don't know. What do you guys think? What was your 2 cents on Tristen Thompson? I think we talked about him in another episode, and a lot of you guys were like, this guy I'm totally out on. So let us know what you guys think.
Yeah.
About all of the ratchet drama we just talked about.
Yeah, and if there's any pop culture or whatever, anything that we're missing that we're totally just spacing on, let us know, and we'll do it next time. We'll touch on that next time. And
oh, what happened?
I don't know. I think they filed my toe too much.
Ouch. That looks like it hurts.
Yeah, I just realized that. Anyway.
Nice color, though.
Yeah, my shoes match. No tag.
Yay, no tags. I swear every episode there. I just don't wear shoes because, like, what's the point? Like,
yeah, I'm like, sometimes they show and sometimes they don't. So
if I could fit into your shoes, I would definitely put shoes on each time. Yeah. But I'm not lugging 10 pairs of shoes over to your house.
God,
so fuck it. I just don't wear any.
No.
All right, guys, thanks for listening, and we will see you in the next episode. Brooklyn might be joining us for that one. We'll see. And just a reminder for our ongoing relationship or relationship series, if you have any questions about your relationships, you want any advice, solicited advice from us, you can email it to us. We have our email in the description box, or you can send it to us in a DM on Instagram.
And please be detailed.
Be detailed, because this one always has a lot of questions about, well, did you guys talk about it? Did you not? So yeah, be very detailed. We have no idea what your situation is. So just wanted to put that reminder out there because we love doing those ones.
Yeah.
Super fun. So
awesome.
We'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for listening. Bye.